Welcome back, V.O.C. YouTube channel. College football. I think this is week 9. Look, this stuff just keeps going. It's so much football right now, right? I'm pretty sure it's week 9, and we're getting into the final stretch of conference play. We're slowly past the midway point. Great games are starting to happen. It's getting exciting. We're starting to get a better landscape of what's going to happen and who's going to be there towards the end. That will start to happen this week for sure. So I'm going to talk about quick cap. I'm going to talk about Michigan, who it's like even though they're playing well, they are in for bad things, funny things. It's like it's very interesting. And then this week's picks. Let's jump into it.
Third down for us.
Looking back at last week, Notre Dame beat USC, which was a shock to me. I thought USC would beat them. I thought they had Caleb Williams. I thought that would help them. Well, it didn't happen. I was there. The one word I'll say, energy. I talked about that last week, is there was no energy at the Louisville game for Notre Dame. There was energy there. Marcus Freeman had the energy back. The energy was in the building. It was a fun environment from what I remember. I know the second half more than I know the first half, but it was fun. It was exciting. They made Caleb Williams look like he'd never played football before. They had a great game plan for him. They frustrated him. It was the first time in his college career where he really struggled. Even when they lost to Utah last year, he played well and they lost. But he really struggled. It was interesting to see. And, Notre Dame didn't have to do a whole lot on offense. More defense, run the ball, just play complementary football, and you can beat a team like USC. And it was good. And now you're Notre Dame. It's like you can win 10 games again. Now, the season was down. It was like 8 wins. Now it's like you could win 10. I wouldn't be shocked if they finished 9-3. But the one word I just have to describe it, energy. Washington beat Oregon. Washington's clearly now in the driver's seat for the Pac-12, for the playoff. They have their own destiny within their hands. But when you look at the Pac-12 race, it's going to start heating up. There's some great games on the ticket. There's some great teams, I believe, in the Pac-12. It's going to get interesting. USC, Washington have to play. Oregon's got to play these teams. Washington still has to play these other teams. It's like this is far from over in the Pac-12. I think it's right now it's like Washington's in the lead, but in 2 weeks they could be in third place. So that's what's going to be very interesting moving forward. And then the other one is, look, North Carolina for real? We know they have Drake May, Mac Brown. We say it every year about North Carolina. They're a very talented team, but something always unravels for them and unfolds. So that will be interesting to see moving, as the season progresses, how they shake in with the ACC and where the ACC is going moving forward with pretty much we look at it as Florida State and a decent North Carolina team, but can Drake May with his talent take them over the top a little bit? All right, let's get into Michigan. Look, it's like they get in their own way. It's Jim Harbaugh's pushing all his chips in for this year. This is the best team he's had at Michigan. It's probably the best team he'll ever have at Michigan. He's going all in to try and win a national title, which I don't blame him. So, now they're being investigated for sign stealing. And sign stealing isn't fully illegal in the NCAA. You can sign steal from watching film during the game. But you cannot have someone travel around and kind of follow teams and steal their signs while you're not preparing for them during the week with tape or during the game. That's what Michigan's basically being looked into is, they had a guy kind of go around or maybe multiple people go around. One guy compiled it onto a laptop and he had those signs that he was giving to the team during the game. This said employee was a low-level analyst, has now been suspended pending the investigation. I think Jim Harbaugh, he states he doesn't know anything about it. They'll fully cooperate with this investigation, blah, 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 blah. Jim clearly knew about it. I think they're going to try and push it as much on this guy. But at the end of the day, every team still signs, but Michigan just took it a little too far. Where it's like you did the extra mile, right? It's like, why? You've had talent, you've had good teams. The title of this video is, look, Michigan, they're not winners. Clearly, they're cheaters. At the end of the day, that's what they do. They cheat to win now. And I'll never look at them different. I never had a good feeling about them to begin with. Now I'm like, these guys are cheaters. Cheaters. When you go too far, it's ridiculous. But Jim, look, he's going all in. He's pushing the house here. First, he wanted to go buy cheeseburgers, and now he's stealing signs. This guy doesn't know. He's breaking every law in the book before he leaves the NCAA. That's what I truly believe. I think this is last year at Michigan. This stuff is starting to prove that a little bit more of like, look, I'm not going to be here. I don't really care. I just want to win, whatever it takes to win one, and then I'm out. And that's pretty much what I think he's doing. I get to watch them tomorrow, which I'm kind of excited about, to watch them play. As they play Michigan State. It'll be very interesting to see how they play in that game, as they've pretty much blown everybody out they've played so far. Michigan State isn't even close to competition for them, but getting up for that game, that will be interesting. And it will be interesting to watch them play, because I have some preconceived notions about them and what I think about them and how I think they play. So seeing them in person, I think, will be interesting to see their speed, their size, that kind of thing. But look, you can't... if they win the game, it's because they cheated pretty much. Like every game now, if they win out the regular season 1,000 wins, the last 30 or so, asterisks, because you use binoculars, you're using a laptop, you're stealing signs, and you're probably banging on trash cans like the Astros. It's just sickening. All right, picks for this week. It's 3-4 last week, had pretty much a rough week. I have 5 games, ranked opponents. Let's see if we can bounce back a little bit. Washington State 4-2 at number 9 Oregon, who's 5-1. Oregon's a 20-point favorite. Oregon coming off the loss to Washington, where they had chances, they couldn't fully capitalize. How do they bounce back? I think they bounce back in a big way, and I think they win. I don't know if they cover. I don't think they're going to cover, but I think they're going to win. Number 17 Tennessee, who's 5-1 at number 11 Alabama, who's 6-1. Alabama's a 9-point favorite. Tennessee beat them last year. Late second. I think Bama gets them back this year. And I think Bama's going to beat them by double digits. They're going to cover. Number 17, Duke, 5-1 at number 4, Florida State, who is 6-0. Florida State's 14-point favorite. Florida State's that team that there's bugs. Florida State is that team where it's like, how good are they? Is the competition good? I'm fighting flies and bugs and whatever's in this basement as I'm filming. So it'll be interesting. Duke most likely will not. I don't know if they'll be with Riley Leonard or not after he hurt his ankle playing Notre Dame. But it's just interesting. Where does Florida State mix? How good of a team are they really when comparing them to Georgia, Michigan, like a Washington? So that will be interesting to see. But I think they're going to win. I think it could be close, and then I think they pull away. Number 14, Utah, 5-1 at number 18, USC, 6-1, 7-point favorite. USC coming off the loss to Notre Dame, playing another physical team. Notre Dame out physicaled them. It's not even a word, but they out physicaled them. They were tougher than them. They bottled up Caleb Williams. I do not believe someone's going to bottle him up 2 games in a row. Now, Utah had their number last year, beating them twice, but I don't expect Caleb Williams to play 2 games poorly back-to-back. I think USC wins this one, and I think it's going to be proving to be like, look, the world's not falling. We're not completely there as a program. Let's just calm down. Let's just calm down. Let's just calm down. That's what everybody needs to do. Calm down. Number 7, Penn State, 6-0 at number 3, Ohio State, 6-0. Ohio State's a 5-point. This is the game of the week. Game of the week, biggest game. This determines a whole lot. Because you can either be tied for first after this game, or you're down to third. That's huge when you look at the Big Ten East. My gut tells me I like Penn State. But then I go back to Drew Aller, top 10 team on the road, going to Ohio State. Ohio State's starting to figure themselves out as of late. This is a tough one because my gut tells me Penn State, but then I also don't trust James Franklin. I'm going to go with Ohio State, but this is one of those where it's like I'm going to pick Ohio State, but I'm not fully secure with the pick. But because this is one of those games where I feel like I'm going to go Penn State, and I look back and go, no, I shouldn't have because of this factor, this factor, this factor. I'm going to go with Ohio State. I think they're starting to figure it out. I think Lou Holtz energized them, and this, the talk of them and how tough they are, that did energize them, and they've played very well since the Notre Dame game. Now, it's been 2 games, but they played very well. Penn State, I don't know if they're ready for this right now, still being a younger team, and with James Franklin as their coach, so that will be interesting. So I'm going to go with Ohio State, but that's one of those where it's like, I'm going to go Ohio State, and it's like a hold your breath one. That's going to do it for this week. Look, quick cap of, in all honesty, Notre Dame beat USC, yes, but the world is not falling for USC, in my opinion. Now, the Pac-12 is going to heat up and get crazy, but it's not all falling. And Michigan, look, buy cheeseburgers, now you're buying goggles, and you're scouting with your laptops, and you're cheating, and you're getting really formatic here and crazy. Let's just calm down, Jim. I get you want to win, but you're cheating to win, and it's not very fun to watch as a football fan. And this week's picks. Thanks for watching.